Two brothers, Jacob and Lucas, were sent to their grandfather's house by their family to spend their summer vacation. Their grandfather was a loving man who lived alone in his old house. He was overjoyed to see his grandchildren, but the grandchildren did not like his house very much. They found it boring, and they missed their city life with their computers and phones. Their parents wanted them to have some quality time with their grandfather and to stay away from the technological devices for a while. One day, Jacob and Lucas discovered a chest in the attic of the grandfather's house. They asked him what it was, and he told them that it was an unimportant old chest with some old things inside. He did not seem to care much about it, but the Jacob and Lucas were curious. They decided to open the chest one day when their grandfather was asleep. They found the map inside, along with some other items. They examined the map and realized that it marked a spot in the forest nearby. They wondered what could be there, and they decided to go and find out. They sneaked out of the house and followed the map into the forest. They walked for a long time, until they reached a clearing with a large tree in the center. The map indicated that the spot was under the tree. They dug up the ground and found a metal box. They opened it and saw a shiny object inside. It was a golden key with strange symbols on it. They did not know what it was for, but they felt that it was important. They heard a voice behind them. It was their grandfather, who had followed them into the forest. He looked angry and surprised at the same time. He asked them what they were doing, and he took the key from them. He told them that this was a secret he kept from everyone a long time ago and that it was very dangerous. He said that it was the key to a portal that led to another world, a world of magic and adventure. He said that he had visited that world when he was young, but he had sworn never to go back there again. He said that there were many dangers and enemies in that world. The brothers were amazed by their grandfather's story. They asked him to tell them more, and to take them to that world. They said that they wanted to see it for themselves, and that they were not afraid of anything. Their grandfather hesitated, but he saw the excitement and curiosity in their eyes. He remembered how he felt when he first discovered the portal, and how much he enjoyed exploring that world. He decided to give them a chance, and he agreed to take them there. He told them to follow him closely, and he led them to another part of the forest. There was a large rock with a hole in it. He inserted the key into the hole and turned it clockwise. The rock opened up, revealing a dark tunnel. He told them to enter the tunnel, and he followed them. They walked for a while, until they saw a bright light at the end of the tunnel. They reached the light, and they stepped out of the tunnel. They found themselves in a different world. It was a beautiful and colorful world, with strange plants and animals everywhere. They saw mountains and rivers, castles and villages, fairies and dragons, wizards and warriors. They felt like they were in a dream or in a fantasy book. They could not believe their eyes. Their grandfather smiled at them and said, "Welcome to Zolara, the land of magic." He told them that they could stay there for a while, but they had to be careful and follow his rules. He said that he would show them around and teach them some things about this world. He said that they would have fun, but they would also face some challenges and dangers along the way. The brothers nodded eagerly and thanked their grandfather for taking them there. They hugged him and told him that they loved him very much. They said that they were sorry for finding his chest without his permission, but they were glad that they did. Their grandfather forgave them and told them that he loved them too. He took their hands and led them into Zolara. Jacob and Lucas were very excited to explore Zolara, the land of magic. Their grandfather took them to many places and showed them many wonders. They saw the crystal castle, where the king and the queen of Zolara lived. They saw the rainbow river, where the water changed colors every minute. They saw the flower forest, where the flowers could talk and sing. They saw the dragon mountain, where the dragons flew and breathed fire. They also met many creatures in Zolara. They met the fairies, who were small and beautiful, and who could fly and do magic. They met the wizards, who were wise and powerful, and who taught them some spells and tricks. One of the magicians told Jacob and Lucas that their grandfather was also a very good magic master. Jacob and Lucas were very surprised. They looked at their grandparents, and their grandparents said it was true. He said that there was an evil witch in Zolara in the past. The wizard said that no one knows where the witch lives in Zolara now. The wizards gave Jacob and Lucas's grandfather the wand that he used to fight the witch. One day, they were walking in the forest with their grandfather when they heard a loud noise. They looked up and saw a huge bird flying over them. It was a griffin, a creature with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. It had sharp claws and teeth, and it looked angry. It swooped down and grabbed Jacob and Lucas with its talons. It lifted them up in the air and flew away. Their grandfather shouted and ran after them. He knew that it was a trap set by someone who wanted to harm them. He knew that it was the work of the evil witch, who lived in a dark castle on a mountain. He had met her before, when he first came to Zolara. She was his enemy, and she wanted revenge. He told Jacob and Lucas to hold on tight, and not to be afraid. He took out his wand from his pocket, and pointed it at the griffin. He said a magic word, and a beam of light shot out from his wand. It hit the griffin in the eye, and made it scream in pain. It dropped Jacob and Lucas on the ground, and flew away. Jacob and Lucas were scared, but they were not hurt. They hugged their grandfather, and thanked him for saving them. He told them that they were not safe yet, and that they had to get out of there fast. He said that the witch would come soon, and that she would try to capture them again. He told them to follow him closely, and he led them to a hidden path in the forest. He said that it would take them to the portal that led back to their world. He said that they had to leave Zolara now, before it was too late. They ran as fast as they could, but they heard a loud voice behind them. It was the witch, who had seen them escape from her trap. She was furious, and she wanted to stop them. She flew on her broomstick and threw fireballs at them. Their grandfather protected himself and the children from the fireballs. He threw some of the fireballs back to the witch. He told Jacob and Lucas to keep running and not to look back. He said that they were almost there. They reached the rock with the hole in it, where the portal was hidden. Their grandfather inserted the key into the hole and turned it counterclockwise. Before the fireballs reached the rock opened up. The tunnel led them to enter their world. He told Jacob and Lucas to enter the tunnel quickly, and he followed them. They walked for a while, until they saw a dim light at the end of the tunnel. They reached the light, and they stepped out of the tunnel. They found themselves in their grandfather's house again. They looked around and saw that everything was normal. They felt relieved, but also sad. They hugged their grandfather again and told him that they were sorry for causing him trouble. They said that they had learned a lot from him and that they had enjoyed their time in Zolara. Their grandfather smiled at them and told them that he was proud of them. He said that they had been brave and smart in Zolara and that they had faced many challenges together. He said that he was glad that they were safe now, but he also understood their sadness. He said that he would always remember Zolara too, but he also loved his world very much. He said that maybe one day they could go back there again, but only if it was safe. He said that until then they could always dream about it. He said that Zolara would always be in their hearts. Why did Jacob and Lucas's family send them to their grandfather's house? A. Because they wanted them to have some quality time with their grandfather and to stay away from the technological devices for a while. B. Because they wanted them to learn some magic from their grandfather and to discover a new world. C. Because they wanted them to help their grandfather with his farm and to learn some skills. D. Because they wanted them to meet their cousins and to make some friends. Time is over. How do Jacob and Lucas find their grandfather's house? A. Fun. B. Boring. C. Scary. D. Luxurious. Time is over. What do Jacob and Lucas find in the attic of their grandfather's house? A. A map. B. A key. C. A box. D. A chest. Time is over. What did the map mark in the forest? A. Under a tree. B. Behind a rock. C. Inside a cave. D. By a lake. Time is over. What did Jacob and Lucas find under the tree? A. A metal box. B. A wooden box. C. A glass jar. D. A plastic bag. Time is over. What was inside the metal box? A. A copper key. B. A silver key. C. A golden key. D. An iron key. Time is over. Did their grandfather tell them what the key was for? A. Yes, he did. B. No, he didn't. C. Yes, but he lied. D. No, but he gave a hint. Time is over. What did they see in Zolara? A. Mountains and rivers, castles and villages, fairies and dragons, wizards and warriors. B. Deserts and seas, pyramids and cities, mummies and sphinxes, pharaohs and soldiers. C. Poles and glaciers, igloos and sleds, penguins and polar bears, Eskimos and hunters. D. Forests and lakes, huts and tents, monkeys and tigers, natives and explorers. Time is over. Who tried to kidnap Jacob and Lucas? A. An evil witch. B. An evil king. C. An evil queen. D. An evil giant. Time is over. What happened at the end of the story? A. Their grandfather left them in Zolara. B. Their grandfather took them back to their world. C. Their grandfather took them to another world. D. Their grandfather lost them in Zolara. Time is over.